For the longest time, I assumed the word hippocampus was a name to a Euro hip-hop band. Hello, everybody! I am P. Sherman Oswald III from Norway, brought it back to you again, to this lovely island of Onya, or something stupid like that. I am this time joined by Edward von Hasselhoff from Sweden, twice removed on my mother's side, if all things considered. Today we're here to bring you a documentary on the wildlife of this small yet very large island. We'll face perilous monsters, heathens who believe that cheese is what the moon is made out of, which, between you and I, it very much is. Fight me, Plato! And of course, bringing forth a educational experience that will never be seen on live TV because HBO Max refuses to return my emails. With that being said, let us begin! Due to the lack of funding from the last video, and the fact that we had no sponsors, we were unable to come up with a budget to continue the series. So, after a string of bank robberies and dubious affiliations with gang members, we were able to scrape up enough money to afford equipment. One of those, which we will be using extensively, being the drone, indigenous to first world countries, and located at your local Walmart and hobby stores. We were able to acquire 2 of them. In fact, my associate Archibald here has brought his own, which he got from his mother for Christmas. Archibald?
Yes?
Present thine drone!
Yes. This is a drone, a very delicate creature. You must be very careful with it, for if you drop it, it will most likely die.
And it will cost you over $250, depending on your retail price, at your local said supermarket. That and your mother might beat you for being so irresponsible with your toys. Isn't that right, Archibald?
Yes, it happened to me once. I hated it.
It happened to you last night just for existing. Oh, your mother is quite something. With that being said, let us venture forth into this mysterious island known as Anayayana. Here we are in the rainforest of this small island. Edward has taken it upon himself to sprint away and find a dangerous creature that we are currently on for this documentary. It is becoming nighttime, so we shall use our advanced technology to keep an eye on him as he hunts this legendary beast. And Edward has seemed to have found a settlement. Yes, this is a hive of what we call mercenaries. These creatures are extremely hostile and vicious, and not friendly to anything but themselves, their loyalty remaining to the almighty dollar and whatever their favorite anime girl is. Best girl. Over here we can see one now, standing guard in front of this hive of scum and villainy, the likes of which you've never seen. Archibald, with his training he got from offline, will professionally make his way to this mercenary right here and attempt to engage in friendly relations. Let's see how he does. And the first friendly shot has been fired. Now, while this might seem cruel to most people, this is how mercenaries communicate. Oh, and what a marvelous display of a throat slit! Yes, after a marvelous throat slit, he shows his peace and kind nature by ceremoniously teabagging the enemy he has just killed. This will most likely stimulate friendly relations between him and this barbaric group of mercenaries. Oh, what luck! We have what we see here is a sentry turtle. Yes, this is usually used as a guard dog, or of sorts, for the nest, protecting the mercenaries' young. Now, Edward will have to be extremely careful when associating himself with this creature, for they are very short-tempered. Let's see how he does. Yes, there he goes, and he will make a friendly bullet-to-face approach. Oh, he did not like that! Run, Edward! Run! Oh, gosh, no! Well, he's dead. And we're back after several weeks in the local hospital, that being a cave run by a shaman. Edward has returned to us. This time, though, we are going to a location guarded by a fearsome beast that our dear brave Edward will single-handedly try to befriend. Yes, despite the complications of last time, I have full faith in his conviction and training to tame this fearsome animal he will come face to face with. Here we are, mere feet away from the territory of this ferocious beast. As you can see, Edward has his drone, is currently trying to scout out the most non-threatening way to approach this monster. Now, what he's doing is extremely dangerous, but Edward here is a trained professional. Having spent almost 2 hours online taking a multiple choice test, I have total faith in his abilities. Edward, have you anything to say to the viewers at home?
So, all the viewers at home, do not ever try this. If you do, the chances are, about 99.999% of the time, you will die. Unless you have taken the multiple choice test with about 2 questions on it, then you will be ready.
Very inspiring, dear Edward. We have you in our prayers. Now, henceforth, go and face down this formidable creature. May God be with you! I think it's going quite swimmingly. Yes, quite swimmingly. And here is the creature in question, the behemoth, a apex predator of this small island. Yes, it guards this territory ferociously. Even local fauna is not off the table. That fresh kill most likely being its meal for the next few days. Let's just see if we can find Edward. Oh, and there he is! Let's go see if he's okay. Edward, if you're alive, say something.
Come get me.
Marvelous, chap, you did amazingly. I'm going to take this footage and clip it, alright? Meet me at the
What?
local Arby's when you are
Wait.
better if you escape. Alright? Ta-ta till now!
No, come get me.
And that's why I had to leave you for dead. Not because it was something personal, but because I'm simply better than you, and my life means more. Therefore, look at it as a growing experience.
I hate you so much. I broke my femur bone, both my legs, and both my arms. And I was crippled for 5 years.
Oh, don't be such a baby. Those implants I gave you will hold up to the end of this shooting. Now, if you're quite done being so trivial about simple things such as periodization for life, let's get back out there and finish this video. What do you say?
I hate you so much. Wait till Mom hears about this.
Yes, Bertha will have something to say or whatnot. She always does. Now, let's go, Edward. Ah, Edward, I see you've killed yourself a pig. Do say, how did you come across this fine animal?
So, I just saw it, and I shot it.
Marvelous, you are truly a man who loves nature. This is an island pig. It tastes great with a side of sauerkraut and on pizza with pineapples. Oh, look over there! We see a native drone bird, just like the drones we have, except indigenous only to this island. Yes, quite a marvelous creature. Like with the pig, they taste great on a barbecued stick or over a fire pit.
Archibald?
They are
Archibald?
also quite exotic in
Archibald!
lands. Yes.
Archibald!
What is it, Edward? Oh gosh, run! Ah! Protect yourself, Edward! Every man for himself! Protect me with your forehead! We have a magnificent treat for you today, dear viewer. Me and Edward have found ourselves what's called a wolf den, much like mercenaries, except far more dangerous. These creatures entrust themselves with technology and other deadly equipment to make themselves formidable in this harsh environment. As you can hear, Edward has already made his way over there to establish conversations. Now, what we have not done is apprehend video close and personal with these creatures. Now, as you saw in the background, Edward has been shot dead by one of the long-range species known as snipers. And since we need that video, and to pay off the local mob with said video, I will need to go and retrieve him before their remaining pack comes back. Edward! Dear boy, speak to me. Did you get the video?
No, It shot at me before I could get close.
You are absolutely useless, Edward. What am I gonna do without that video? How do you expect us to pay off the mob?
I'm sorry.
I don't want your apology. No Big Mac for you!
No!
And that concludes this video. I hope you enjoyed. Now, it seems that due to the stresses of being out here in the wilderness, poor Edward is undergoing some psychiatric evaluation. Yes, I hope that he'll be looked after by the right people soon, and has— Oh! God! Edward! What are you doing? Edward!
I want my Big Mac!
Those are people in there! Edward! No!